welcome back to the Team to Beat Miami Heat podcast. My name is Amir. Before I get into today's episode, just want to thank everybody for following the podcast on Spotify. Also want to follow everybody for subscribing to the YouTube channel. If you are watching on YouTube, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. So it's time to pod, y'all. So for today's episode, I want to talk about Dan Le Batard. Dan Le Batard on his show recently said Pat Riley doesn't have any reason in the world to still be working at his age, approaching 80. He's not going to wait around for another young team to ferment. I've assumed that the next play is going to be trying to get Kevin Durant again. I've assumed that's the move they're going to try and get in play for, because I don't see a better one. Interesting. So Dan Le Batard believes that Pat Riley is not going to continue on with this blended build where the Miami Heat are playing with Jimmy Butler still, Terry Rozier, Bam Adebayo, and then, of course, adding young players through the draft like Jaime Jaquez, Nikola Jovic, now Khalil Ware, and then, of course, these undrafted players that are up and coming like Keyshawn Johnson and Isaiah Stevens, as well as Josh Christopher. And according to this, Pat Riley wants to continue to add on to his legacy. He doesn't want to retire. And a lot of people are torn. And, a lot of people want Pat to retire. They're saying he's, falling asleep at the wheel. He can't catch any sort of superstar or whale that he's promised for a really long time. And the organization, dating back to 2016, has made some mistakes. Are they perfect? Of course not. No organization is perfect. No president of basketball operations can operate without making some sort of a mistake here and there. But have the Miami Heat been successful in Pat Riley's term since he's joined the Miami Heat in the mid-90s? Yes, of course. He's brought them 3 championships. He's brought them a championship as a coach in 2006 and as an executive as well. And he's helped the Miami Heat get to 2 NBA finals and 3 Eastern Conference finals in the past few years. And so a lot of folks don't think that, or they don't believe that Pat Riley can get another star. And it's because of the way that him and the organization have managed our assets. Right now, they don't have any draft picks. They have 1 pick in 2030 that they can trade, and they don't have any cap space right now. We're a first apron team. We're $1 million from going over the second apron. So we're in a tough spot right now where we're in a blended build where we still have Jimmy Butler and some veterans, but then we have young guys that we need to play out of necessity for their development. And just because we can't afford anybody else, because we're really top heavy with Bam now with his extension, Jimmy with his contract, Tyler Hero with his $30 million contract, Duncan Robinson making $19 million, Terry Rozier making $25 million. So the Heat are in a tough spot right now, and they've been whale hunting for a long time and have missed out on Kevin Durant multiple times. We all know he said when he was on the Nets that he wants to get traded either to the Suns or the Heat. He ended up on the Suns. And, Donovan Mitchell, was linked to the Miami Heat. We missed out on him. Same with, obviously, Damian Lillard last offseason and a few other players as well in the past. And so do you think it's even possible that the Miami Heat can have enough capital to trade for Kevin Durant? I don't think so. Not in the near future. Not this season, and maybe not the next season, unless Jimmy Butler opts out of his player option and becomes a free agent and leaves the Miami Heat. But at that point, you don't want just Kevin Durant at age 36 playing with Bam Adebayo. You want him to play with Bam and Jimmy as part of a real big 3. And it's going to be really hard to get him, and I doubt they will. And also, again, he's 36 years old, and he does still have a lot of money left on his contract. It's only 2 years left, but next season, age 36, he's going to be making $51 million. And the following year in 2025, he has another year for $54 million, almost $55 million. So he's owed $105 million over the next 2 years. You can't have him based on the current CBA unless we trade Duncan and Tyler Hero, perhaps, and some other filler. But again, we don't have the draft capital that the Suns would want, and they're not ready to give up on their iteration of their big three with Beal, Booker, and KD. And KD's still been pretty good, over the years. Post Achilles tear, 5 years ago or whatever that was, but last season, I mean, he still dominated. Like, he's still an elite offensive player, one of the best scorers in the NBA. 27 points per game last year. He averaged 6.6 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal. He shot 41% from three on 5 attempts, and he shot 52% from the field, 85% from the free throw line. He's still elite. He's still a top 7 maybe player in the NBA. I don't know, 5 through 10, somewhere in there. He's still an elite player in this league, but he's getting really old, and I just don't think it makes sense to add him right now, because just we don't have any space, like cap space or assets, to really get him. I don't know if the Suns would really want to add Tyler Hero to their team, especially when they already have Bradley Beal and Booker. It would be kind of redundant having another guard on that roster, and then them losing KD, who's a power forward, um, someone who's 6'10", 6'11". So I don't think it would make sense for the Suns. But honestly, like, I think we missed the boat with Kevin Durant. Like, he's still really good, and if the price is right, I'd still take a stab at it. If I were the Miami Heat, I would obviously explore the idea of adding Kevin Durant, especially with Jimmy and Bam. And if you're able to keep a Terry Rozier or a Tyler Hero, perhaps, like, if you have all four of those players and you can get rid of, let's say, Terry and Duncan, one young piece and a draft pick, would that be worth it? I don't know. Now that I'm saying this out loud, I don't know what I would be willing to trade for, but he's still elite. He averaged 27 points a game, something Jimmy Butler has never done in his career. And Kevin Durant is 36 years old. He's older than Jimmy Butler. He would still be the best player on our team for sure. I'm sorry. Like, I'm pretty sure he would be still. I mean, that's kind of debatable, like, whether you think Jimmy is better or KD. I mean, KD's a champion, but of course it's because he went to the team that beat him. And that team that was one of the best teams in the NBA, the Golden State Warriors. So of course Steph Curry helped him win those championships. He hasn't done anything without Steph Curry. All he's done is demanded trades from multiple teams. And so, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I think about this. I don't know if Pat Riley is going to be able to add a whale before he does retire, but I would love us to win one championship for Jimmy Butler. Obviously, the Jimmy Butler experience has been amazing. It's been successful to a certain degree. Of course, I'm not going to be unappreciative um, of what he's done for this team and this era, but ultimately the goal is to win a championship, and they haven't succeeded. And Pat Riley said the same thing. Eric Spoelstra said the same thing. Like, we haven't got it done. So ultimately, we haven't achieved our ultimate goal. And I would love to see Jimmy win one more, and I would love to see Pat go out in the sunset and retire as, the Godfather, one of the best executives and best coaches of all time in the NBA. So, is it possible to get him? Probably not, because Kevin Durant hasn't even asked for a trade yet. It doesn't seem like the Suns would. But if they were to trade anybody in that roster on the Suns, they're not going to trade Booker. He's their young franchise cornerstone. Bradley Beal, no one's going to take him because of that no trade clause and because his salary is ridiculous and because he's always hurt. Kevin Durant would be the person that most likely would want to leave on his own, and the person that they would want to move because he's the older of the bunch, and because of the other reasons I said. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Would you guys want Kevin Durant on this Miami Heat team with Jimmy Butler and with Bam Adebayo? Do you think it's even possible that we can even get a Kevin Durant or even a whale in the next season or two? I don't know. We'll see.